We keep finding things that aren't in the climate models that are used to project the future. So that tells me that the projections for the future are really conservative. If climate stays at this temperature that it's been in the last decade, Greenland is going away. This is actually our proper climate station.
This is a climate station? I was imagining a massive igloo with all kinds of scientists doing experiments. It really does look like broken down pool equipment. What does this connect to?
This is all melted out. Now, this was a hose that went down 30 feet, and now it's melted out. So,
wait a minute. So this that's lying here used to be straight down under ice.
Yeah, so we made...
So that's the amount of ice that has melted.
Yeah. This is 5 years of melt.
So this entire length is the thickness of ice that has melted throughout all of Lower Greenland in the past 5 years.
Right. That's hundreds of cubic kilometers of ice that's now no longer stored on land. It's gone into the sea over here.
But we're up there in orbit, and you can see 1,200 miles in any direction. I mean, let me tell you, it's kind of a revelation. Seeing all the cities at night, millions of people all working away, doing something. Coming around the day side of the world, seeing the natural systems, the hurricanes, huge, great big wheels, you know, over the oceans. Just before Christmas, I got told I got pancreatic cancer, you know, stage 4, so it's elsewhere in me, not just in one place. So, you know, the odds are I won't be around for very long. You know, it's very small chance of survival. So, that's really motivated me, you know, to think about what's important to do. What can I contribute in the time I have left? Here's an example of one thing we can see. This is ocean surface temperature as measured from space. This is the whole world's surface temperature. You can see the poles melting there.
Wow.
Yeah. This is the way to do it, man. I mean, this is the way to really see what's going on. Biggest impact will be here.
In the Gulf Stream.
Yeah. This current here, see it? The dumping of ice off melting Greenland would stop this conveyor belt. And the Gulf Stream would slow down, and stopping the transport of heat from here to there. And then Europe would get cold toes because there's a lot of heat transport from the tropics across the North Atlantic that keeps Europe warm.
I mean, Europe would get colder?
Yeah. Right?
Because that's the big misconception about climate change, is that everything gets warmer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, our models predicted persistent drought in the Dust Bowl and here for 50 years from now. But we're just seeing the worst drought in 900 years here right now, so it's coming a bit earlier than we thought. We're talking about this happening over a period of a few decades.
It's just consistent, not great news.
No, but a lot of people are kind of confused about the issue. You know, the facts are crystal clear. The ice is melting, the Earth is warming, the sea level is rising. Those are facts. Rather than feeling, oh my God, it's hopeless, say, okay, this is the problem. Let's be realistic. Let's find a way out of it. And there are ways out of it.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, for the honor to address this body. And thanks to the distinguished climate leaders assembled here today who are ready to take action. As a UN messenger of peace, I have traveled all over the world for the last 2 years. I have seen cities like Beijing choked by industrial pollution, ancient boreal forests in Canada that have been clear-cut, and rainforests in Indonesia that have been incinerated. In India, I met farmers whose crops have been literally washed away. In America, I've witnessed sea level rise flooding the streets of Miami. In Greenland and in the Arctic, I was astonished to see that ancient glaciers are rapidly disappearing, well ahead of scientific predictions. All that I have seen and learned on my journey has absolutely terrified me. Now think about the shame that each of us will carry when our children and grandchildren look back and realize that we had the means of stopping this devastation, but simply lacked the political will to do so. You are the last best hope of Earth. We ask you to protect it, or we and all living things we cherish are history.